simultaneously happen is nothing but the atrial diastole. The atrial muscle relaxes and the pressure gradually increases due to the venous return. Now when you make all these things into a graph, how will it be? For that you need an x-axis and a y-axis. In a graph, y-axis will be the left ventricular pressure, intraventricular pressure in mmHg, whereas the x-axis will be the left ventricular volume, which will be of course in the ml form. Okay, you can keep measurements like this. So when will the volume increase? The volume will increase in the ventricular volume will increase in the diastole, right? So we'll keep a point here, and from here the volume is increasing in a diastole, ventricle is getting filled up and it has increased to a limit. Okay, so now the ventricle is all filled up. When the ventricle is all filled up, what will happen? It has to contract. Ventricular contraction, it happens in two forms, two separate parts. One is the isovolumetric contraction happens, and then only there will be a rapid ejection that happens. So now I want the pressure to be increased inside the ventricle so that it can overcome the aortic valve pressure and open up the aorta. Now without any change in the volume, there is an increase in the pressure, and now it has changed, an increase in pressure has happened. What will happen once the pressure has increased with no change in volume? Then it becomes the isovolumetric contraction which got over. Now the pressure is high enough to open the aortic valve. Once the aortic valve is opened, what will happen? There will be a rapid ejection phase where the blood just goes inside the aorta. At one point when the pressure all drops, the aortic valve closes. So now the pressure is high inside the ventricle, the aortic, but nothing, blood has all gone out, nothing is inside. Now in order to refill, it has to reduce the pressure. And now the ventricles are slowly relaxing without any change in the volume to get back to the volume form. This is nothing, this is called as the isovolumetric relaxation. This is the isovolumetric relaxation. What will happen once it's totally relaxed? It has to receive blood from the left atrium. From left atrium to the right atrium, what valve is there? It is nothing but the mitral valve. So the mitral valve has to open for the blood to come inside the ventricle. Once the blood is inside the ventricle, the mitral valve closes and the pressure is built up again. Once the pressure is built up, aortic valve opens and blood goes out inside the aorta, and after that, because of pressure drop and the ejection fraction, once it is over, the aortic valve closes, and that has to be a relaxation of the ventricle, and the cycle just goes continuously like this. Okay, this is one of the important figures of the cardiac cycle. We have to know about the phases of cardiac cycle and what will be the respective ECG events and the JVP events. Before that, we will have a